Hello, in this video I want to be going over France's path to the 2018 World Cup Championship, all the way from qualifying to the 7 steps they had in the World Cup. As we all know, you had to play 7 games in a World Cup to win the World Cup trophy. And I want to go through the results leading up to France's glory, how they got to where they were, and, scoreline results. It's not really analysis, it's just a literal retelling of how they did it. So, they were grouped in UEFA 2018 World Cup qualifying Group A with the Netherlands, Sweden, Bulgaria, Belarus, and Luxembourg. And France's campaign kicked off in late 2016 against Belarus in a game that ended in a 0-0 draw, followed by a victory at home over Bulgaria by a scoreline of 4-1. An important 1-0 victory on the road against the Netherlands put them on 7 points after 3 games. France then went on to defeat Sweden at home 2-1. France then defeated Luxembourg 3-1 on the road. At the halfway point after 5 games, France had 13 points from 4 wins and 1 draw. It was here, in their 6th match on the road in Sweden, that they suffered their first loss in a 2-1 defeat by the home side in a game that saw a tremendous goalkeeping gaffe from Hugo Lloris. France then responded with a dominating 4-0 victory at home over the Netherlands. And then a lot of us remember the historic result thereafter at home against Luxembourg, where France were held at bay to a surprising 0-0 draw. A great result for Luxembourg, since they had drawn the team that eventually would go on to lift the World Cup trophy. Remember, after that match, France's status as one of the favorites really took a heavy hit, and deservedly so. France then defeated Bulgaria in a narrow 1-0 win on the road in Sofia, all before closing out at home with a 2-1 victory over Belarus. So after 10 games, France won Group A and qualified directly for the World Cup with 23 points, 7 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss, and a goal difference of +12 from 18 goals scored and 6 conceded. France's group ended like this, with France at the top with 23 points, Sweden finishing in 2nd with 19 points, the Netherlands in 3rd with 19 points but an inferior goal difference, Bulgaria with 13 points, Luxembourg with 6 points, and Belarus with 5 points. France went on to qualify straight ahead, with Sweden going to the playoffs. At the 2018 World Cup, France were seeded into Group C, and their opening match was against the Socceroos of Australia, where France defeated narrowly 2-1 with goals by Griezmann, a penalty, and an own goal by Behic of Australia, where Australia scored through Milja Jedinak through a penalty of his own. In the second match of Group C, France recorded a 1-0 victory over Peru, with the decider coming from Kylian Mbappe in the 34th minute of the first half. France then went on to secure a spot in the round of 16 with a game to spare, and their last game in the group came against Denmark. This ended in a 0-0 affair, which proved to be the only 0-0 scoreline of the entire World Cup. France then went on to win the group with 7 points, 3 goals scored, and 1 conceded, with Denmark finishing behind them with 5 points, Peru with 3, and Australia in last with 1. France won Group C and went on to play the second runner-up from Group D. In the round of 16, France played Argentina in a high-scoring, exciting 4-3 victory. Goals coming from Antoine Griezmann, a penalty, Benjamin Pavard, which many consider his strike to have been the goal of the tournament, and 2 goals on the counter through Kylian Mbappe. Argentina scored 3 goals through Angel Di Maria, Gabriel Mercado, and Sergio Aguero. In the quarterfinals, France played against Uruguay to a 2-0 victory. Uruguay were missing Edison Cavani in that game, but nonetheless, France scored through Raphael Varane in the 40th minute and Antoine Griezmann in the 61st. In the semifinals, France secured a narrow, hard-fought defensive performance over Belgium with a 1-0 victory through Samuel Umtiti in the 51st minute off a corner kick header, sending France to the final of the 2018 World Cup. And in the final, they came up against one of the surprise sides of the tournament in Croatia, and the final produced the highest scoring one since 1966, a 4-2 victory for France with own goal by Mario Mandzukic, a penalty goal by Griezmann, a strike by Pogba and Mbappe in the second half, and goals by Perisic and Mandzukic for Croatia. And France secured their second ever World Cup title. So leave a comment below, like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one, hopefully, God willing. Till then, take care, everyone.